I have to do something which can bring the change in life of at least one person. Snehalaya is a legally it's an organization, but morally and emotionally it's a family. We are not looking at the number, but we are looking
Yeah,
at
the
the
change.
role model examples.
So, hi,
Thank you.
I welcome you to the show
Hello.
Billion Voices with me, Ajit Kumar from Reach Kalan.
Hello.
Humanity is the breath of the earth. The purpose of human life is to serve, show compassion, and the will to help others. Here we have the guest of the day, Dr. Girish Kulkarni. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, Dr. Girish
Thanks a
Kulkarni,
lot for inviting me. Yeah.
thank you, sir. It's an honor for us. So, Dr. Girish Kulkarni is a pioneer for social change, a political science professor, an inspiring leader. He has changed lives of thousands of women and children from sexual exploitation and trafficking. He also holds doctorate in political science and public management. He also have two masters in politics and sociology. He received President of India Award in 2012 for giving a voice and platform for change to the Indian hidden population. And in 2014, he has been recognized by the award from Reliance Foundation as real hero. So, sir, let us start the questions. So, my question is: people who
Yeah,
want to
please.
bring change in the society and the life of people who are in need of support. Yes, they are contributing, but you completely dedicated yourself towards the cause. Your voice transformed life of million people. Every success has its own inspiration, sir. As you being successful, what inspired you? It's been 30 years. What is the driving factor, sir?
Actually, the work of Snehalaya is initially I was the first person who has started the work, but now it's a big team in last 3 decades working with me. So I am talking on behalf of my team and not as an individual Girish. So
Yes, sir.
this is the thing. So the journey starts from my childhood. I was a small child of about 12, 13 years old, and I was going to a mathematics class. And while going to a class, I have to pass through a red light area. The name of red light area was Chitra Galli. Chitra Galli was very unfamous for prostitution. And Ahmednagar, it's a 532 years old city, and it is army military base in one of the biggest military base in India. And
Yes,
as
sir.
you know, where there is a military, you will always find the red light areas and the prostitution in a big number because there is a big clientele for the prostitution. So in my city, there were four big red light areas at that time, and the big customer is from the army. All these and when I'm passing through the red light area, I used to see a girl of my age of say 12, 13, 14, and the girls were standing on the street, and the brothel keepers and the pimps, they are forcing them to go with the customers, and they are in a very bad physical and mental state. And I have seen very worst scenes of beating them and physically torturing them. And I was a small child, I was feeling very sad all the time, but I was helpless to help them. And I all the time think that I'm a son of a teacher. My parents, both mother and father, were the teachers, and my needs were fulfilled by my family, and I'm getting food, I'm getting good education. I have some aim of my life. At that time I want to join the army because my uncle was in army and killed in 1971 war. So there is always a tradition, at least one or two persons from each generation goes to army. So my parents were also encouraging me to join army, and I was also very much
Great,
passionate
sir.
with NCC and doing a lot of such things, camps, lot of camps I have done. So when I look at the girls, I feel very sad because they don't have any hope. They don't have the life of a human being, and that has made me sad. Then after when I joined college after 10th, I went to a friend's home, and he is from a community which involved in flesh trade. So in India there is still a very worst caste system, and every caste has been assigned some job or some type of work. But some castes have been given a very filthy work, like some people are carrying the sheet of other people on their heads. So it is legally banned, but still you can find the same custom in all northern parts of India. So some people know, they were always blamed for dacoits and thefts and all that. No, they are nomadic tribe people, and they are no village or no city wants them in, because there is always blame on them for thefts and dacoities. So there is one community. I would not like to take the name of any community or caste because it unnecessarily create problems. But
Yes.
the girls and the women from the community, they are taken by the other well-off people or jamindars or feudal people, and they use them as a keep or as a second wife. And the community, the girl from that community also goes for the dancing in local dancing bars. We call it a kala kendra, or traditionally we call it a tamasha theater. And so it's a formal performance of dances and local Marathi songs, etc. But after end of the formal performances, there is always a women force for the prostitution, for the people who came there and select the girl or a woman who is dancing on the stage. So it happens. So this custom is in many parts of India. It's with the different names. But my friend belonged to that community, and when I went to his home and I saw his sister, 16, 17 years old, is doing a prostitution. Mother of about 40, 45 years doing a prostitution, and a grandmother of about 70 plus. Now she is going with customers for the cup of tea, and the male community just standing and sitting out of the home and taking money from the customers and sending people in. And when I saw that, I was very much shocked. And for 1 second, I just thought that God has been very kind to me. He has placed me in a family of a teacher. But if God sends me here, and if I see my own belonging people, relatives, my mother, my grandmother, my sister here in the place of my friend, then what can I do? Then what will be my reaction? I will just see and just pass away, or I will do something. So that has made me very unrest, very upset. And then I was thinking of doing something for this last layer of society. And then I read Dr. Ambedkar, Mahatma Gandhi, Swami Vivekananda, inspired by their thoughts. uh, Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, Savitribai Phule, Rajarshi Shahu Maharaj. The Maharashtra has a rich tradition of social change and
Yes, sir.
reforms.
True.
Anna Sahib Karve, Pandita Ramabai, Agarkar, Tilak. A lot of people have contributed for the social change. So I read a lot about them. Then I have joined Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, which was a youth organization, and it is giving some program to youths, and it has given me a lot of exposure. I went all parts of India. I was full timer for some time, and I was working with mainly the youth and the students. Then I feel that the India is a big country, and the people who are out of the layer of education are facing bigger problems, grave problems. And then I really impacted by the thoughts of Gandhi, Ambedkar, and Swami Vivekananda. And I feel that I should do something than thinking, then talking, then wondering, then expecting others, then preaching others. I have to do something which can bring the change in life of at least one person. Because if I don't do that, and I'm just thinking of changing nation, changing world, changing society, so it's all just words. And if the action is not there, all words are useless. Then I met Baba Amte, I went to Anna Hazare, I went to Preeti Patkar, who was working in the red light areas of Mumbai. And I went to meet Vijay Lavate. She was an old lady of 70 plus, but working since last 40 years in the red light areas of Pune. And I call them gurus. No, these people have taught me a lot, and I learned how to think. Then I was I really feel that the time is passing. I have done my education up to a graduation level, and I really feel that I don't know what will be the future of my life, because I don't know about my future. I have to work. I am from the lower middle class family, so I have to work. I have to earn money. and parents were expecting that I should stand on my own feet. They don't want anything else from me. But I thought if I don't do right now, I don't know how the future will be. So I have asked two questions to me. First question is, if not now, then when? And if not me, then who? If not now, then when? If not me, then who? अगर मैं नहीं तो कौन करेगा, अगर अब नहीं तो कब करूंगा? ये these were the questions I have asked myself, and I thought that instead of doing something big in future course of time after getting settled in life, I have to do something which is right now possible to me, because today is the truth and tomorrow
Yes, sir.
maybe the truth may not be the truth. So uh,
Yes.
it was from my inside. I was very feeling very, there was a guilt in my mind, and I was feeling very sad, and I was feeling that I'm just thinking of bringing change in lives of the underprivileged people, troubled people than myself, and I'm doing nothing. I'm just thinking, I'm telling the people about the stories, but yes, ultimately I have to do something, because if I don't do it, who will do it? So in 1988 December, I went to a red light area of Chitragalli, uh, with a aim in my mind that I will bring change in lives of few people, and I will work with the women there. And I've received very bad experiences. People have not received me, and they don't want to change, and they were just laughing at my ideas and my thoughts, and they were taking very lightly. They were not taking me seriously. So I was feeling very sad, and I was telling them, oh, how bad the prostitution is. You should change some other profession. You should leave the addictions. There are all types of addictions: liquor, gutka, tobacco, smoking, everything, sleeping pills, everything. So I was thinking that it's very bad. Then I realized that these people are no, they are very much used to the things they do, and I should ask them what is their problem, because it's my idea only to change their life. But what they think of their own life? So they said now they have lost their life. Their life has already been ruined, and one girl told me that her life cannot be changed, but if I want to do something, I can take her boys and girls out of red light area at the evening time, when there are customers are coming, and the area is very dangerous for the children. The customer abuse the child, and asking them to bring the tobacco, liquor for them, and their mentality gets spoiled. So the girl was telling me that her life is spoiled totally, it cannot be changed. The girl was at that time 18, and she is having two kids, and one in was in her womb. So I thought, here the life starts of the normal people. No, after 18, people start thinking that they will get mature, and they will become a, they will start their own life. But now here the life is ending at the time of starting. So it's pity. So I thought, okay, I should follow her, because many times we try to solve the problem with a brain, but you cannot help the people unless and until you gain their trust and love. And
True, sir.
your ideas, your knowledge, it comes very later. So I have to earn the trust, then only people will accept my services. And then if I get a space, then only they will accept my ideas and thoughts. So
Yes.
they came very last. That I learned. And actually I was thinking that I'm going there to teach something, but actually I realized that there is a much to learn from there. And this process has taught me a lot. Hence I think, and made me a better human being. So I, in last 31 years, I'm working with my team. But I think that I'm the first beneficiary of the process. I'm not a social worker, I'm the beneficiary of the process. I learned a lot. I have, I met lot many good people, and so many people have trusted me, and that's why I have received various experiences, and I can add some meaning to my life. So I'm not a social worker, I'm a selfish person, I'm doing it for myself. And yes, I'm enjoying my life. In last after that incident, the first women gave me her kids. Then in next 3 months I have 80 kids with me from the
Oh,
red light area.
that
Then
was
I have
so great,
started
sir.
the, yeah, and then I have started evening program, bringing the kids from the red light areas to a Then I have taken one school from the municipal corporation. It was a all empty school, and I have taken that school, and I have started evening classes. Then joined them to schools. Then worked them a lot for their changing their habits. Then I realized that there are many boys and girls whose mothers have been left them there in the red light area, and they left some other places because of after the quarrel with the brothel keepers. And I really feel that the brothel keeper was asking me to take these boys and girls somewhere because they want the girls with them, but they don't want the boys who are creating trouble to the customers, and they don't want them there. So the brothel keeper asked me to take these boys away. I asked her that I will not take only the boys, but I will also need the girls who are the sisters of these boys, and I'm not ready to take just boys away from the brothel, because I know if these brothers I removed from the brothels, then the smaller girls will be used for the prostitution. So ultimately brothel keeper said, okay, yes, you take the girls also, because they were smaller and right now they may not be of the use of for the prostitution. Then my question came, where should I go? No, I don't have any organization, I don't have any structure, don't have money, don't have a constructed space, don't have funders, finances. So I was just having a dream. Then I asked my parents, can I keep these women from the few women from the red light areas, and some children from the red light areas at my home? And that was a big question. I was not aware what will be their reaction. Normally if children ask their parents that they want a mobile or a bike, no, parents become very happy and share them the gifts, and they are very happy that the children are happy. But if someone is asking the parent that I want to bring the prostitutes and the children and the HIV positive boys and girls in the home, um, I'm not sure how many parents will respond positively to the idea of their son. But my parents responded positively. They said, okay, anyway,
That was very great,
we're
sir.
going to do it. Yeah. So my parents, my brother, now all passed away, unfortunately, but
I'm
they
sorry
have
for that.
supported me, and yeah. So I have kept them boys and girls in my home, and I brought all these prostitutes in my home to take care of them. And there are about 20 kids, and there are about 5 6 older prostitutes who were staying with me, with my family. So all the time we think of social change, and we always, what the people normally do, no, they go and give something to the people. No, they go to a Dalit people, they go to a slums, and they have the food with other people. Sometime they get married. If they are in love, they get married. But what is real acceptance? No, if you bring these people to your home, and if you make them your relatives, if you make them your family member, then only you can say that yes, they are the part of the society, or we have made them our
True, sir.
family member. So
Yes.
since beginning, Snehalaya is a legally it's an organization, but morally and emotionally it's a family, because we have started as a family. So in my home there is a big family of all these 20 children, 5 6 women in prostitution. We were staying together. Many of them were found HIV positive later, but there was no discrimination. They were also suffering from tuberculosis, other problems, but my family responded it positively. And that first batch of boys and girls is still working with me in Snehalaya, and that's very great thing. Unfortunately, we lost all the women in prostitution of HIV, but the boys and girls, they were with me at that time. They were still with me. So I got it's a I believe in God Almighty, and I really feel that then after I got the chance, someone came offer me a land, someone came offer me the help for construction. Many people joined my hands to me, and I really I was initially thinking of creating the building and bringing then beneficiaries in that. And no,
Mhm.
like in corporate sector, no, you have to design a plan. You have to identify who will be the investor, how much will be the profit, how will do the financial management and marketing management and personal management. You have to design everything, and then you can create something. No, you have to
Yes, sir.
create a structure, and then only you can start a business. But in this social field of social change, you cannot design like a corporate. So I was just
True.
moving, and I'm getting the help. And if I wait for the help to come with me, and then I can move, for the people also, the people will come and then I will move, experts will come and then I will move. So I think this journey was not possible. So I realized the importance of uh, moving with the own ideas and alone,
All right.
because at the beginning you are alone. When you start walking, you will get lot of people, you will find lot of people walking with you at
Yes, sir.
if you look at back. So this what happened to me. Today there are about 23 projects of Snehalaya, and there is one rehab center where we have 400 plus boys and girls, and half of them are HIV positives. And I'm very glad to tell you that India's first rehab center or residential care home for HIV/AIDS positive boys and women, it was started by Snehalaya in 1993, and
That was very impressive, sir.
yeah, it was a great beginning. And we don't have any doctors, we don't have any medical support, but we learned to give a treatment, to use the saline, to give the injection. So we will. I'm always very grateful to this work, because this Snehala's work made us a good barber, made us half doctor, made us no a good bawarchi, a good cook. So it has taught us a lot of skills. Otherwise, we would have having only one or two skills. So we were it taught us how to teach, how to use technology, how to use small things, car repair, cycle repair. We learned everything, because we know that we don't have any specialized people or separate person for this. So we have done everything. Now we have a Caring Friends Hospital and Research Center, which is providing free of cost treatment to the
Very great, sir.
especially the HIV/AIDS positive people. And there are dental chairs, and there are a lot of camps are going on. Right now, we are working for COVID patients. Then we have a child line, and it was the first helpline for women and children in distress. We have started in 1997, and later on we have joined India's national child line in 2003, because it's a national network. So we thought, instead of running our own separate child helpline and woman helpline, we should join that. But then that this child line covers only boys and girls up to 18 years. So we have started
Okay.
one new project called Snehadar. Snehadar is a helpline for women in distress, and uh, then we have started we have started Sakhi Kendra now. We are getting every day at least 100 calls from the women in distress. And in lockdown period,
Okay.
the number of calls have been increased in a big way. We deal domestic violence, rape, gang rape, courting, cyber crime against women through this helpline. And we have a team of lawyers with us. And this is all. You need no money to keep the kids in Snehalaya, or to keep take the treatment from our hospital, or to take the help of this helpline. Then we have a Himmat Gram. So Himmat Gram is a place where we give lot of training and job opportunity
Okay.
to the women in prostitution, and those who wants to leave the prostitution, and to the families suffering from HIV and AIDS. So
All right,
these
sir.
are the we have 40 acres of land where we have dairy, sericulture, agriculture, polyhouse, production of food, vegetable, fruits, etc. Then we have the Yuva Nirman. So Yuva Nirman is a youth initiative, and yeah. So if you want to bring the change in the society, you have to learn how to live differently, and we
True,
inspire
sir.
the youth
Mm.
to live differently, to follow the ideas. And now there are 70 different types of organization established by the youth campers of our Snehalaya's youth camps. And we are
That
also
was
playing
so
the role
great.
of mother NGO. Yeah, we are also playing the role of mother NGO for them, and they are working in slums, red light areas, nomadic tribe, and Dalit communities, minorities. So they have chosen the area of their choice for working, and they are working there. And we are sharing our ideas because the real there is no poverty. Poverty is not real. When there is a poverty of ideas, no, then real poverty comes. So I think the
True,
young
sir.
people wants to do
Yes.
something. Young people wants to do something, but they have two questions: from where the money will come and from where the people will come to work with them. So we have the ideas, and we share the ideas to bring the people, to connect the people, to mobilize the resources from zero, from scratch. And a lot of young boys and girls have learned how to do. Then we do a lot of initiatives, like this year we have 1000-kilometer cycle rally, because this year was
Okay.
125th birthday year of Vinoba Bhave and 150th
Mhm.
birthday of Mahatma Gandhi and Kasturba Gandhi. So and there is a 19th birthday of Kalaram Mandir Satyagraha, where Dr. Ambedkar led a agitation against the people who are opposing the entrance of the Dalit community in the Sri Ram temple at Nasik. And there is a
Okay.
death centenary of Lokmanya Tilak. So we have connected all these personalities, and we have visited
Mhm.
all the places, important places in Maharashtra of their birthplaces, their workplaces. So it was from Konkan to Vidarbha, Wardha. Wardha is a Sevagram ashram of Mahatma Gandhi, and Gagode is the birthplace of Vinoba Bhave, where he has the ashram. So we have
That
started
was
from
very
Wardha,
motivating,
and
sir.
yeah, so we
Actually,
have 200 young boys and yeah, 200 young
yes, sir.
boys and girls were with us, and we have introduced them to the change makers in the society, those who have brought the change without the resources in the
Mhm.
society. And these young boys and girls got lot of ideas of how to bring the change and how to create a network for bringing the change. So we do a lot of such activities. And we have a Bal Bhavan project working in 8 slums, and we are working with
Mhm.
2000 boys and girls in the slums. So it's a India is a big country. You cannot bring a change. You cannot bring a change in a nationwide. No. So it's
True, sir. True.
you always can create the role models and role examples which can inspire the
Yes,
others,
sir.
and people can add their ideas, their experiences, and can work. So what we have created is, we have created the 8 slums where there is no child marriage, where there is no child begging, where there are no
Okay.
child exploitation, where there all the children are going to the schools, there is no child labor, and there are no atrocities on women. There every woman is connected with a self-help group. So all these criteria of ideal slum we have created, and we are working with these 8 slums in Ahmednagar, and there is a communal harmony, because slum is a lot of problems, and slum people
Yes,
are
sir.
used for
Mhm.
communal riots
Yeah.
and drug peddling and crimes. So there is no such activities there where we are working. So we have created the role model, and we are asking the people and NGOs to come to see and share our ideas of how to bring the change, and they can work at their place. So this is the Bal Bhavan project. So a lot of such
All right.
project. Then we have a Snehajot project. We are working with 3,500 women in prostitution and LGBT
Okay.
groups. Yeah, so these are the projects.
Son, that yes, sir. Though that was very impressive. The way you was motivated. So actually, sir, that point, the 2 point, what you said is was very inspirational. The first one, if it is not now, then when? If it is not me, then who? I think this is
Yeah,
some two questions that everyone should ask to ourselves to become a successful person like you. And sir, you were talking about the economic empowerment of women. So in
yeah.
recent year, Maharashtra Small Scale Industry Development Corporation actually approached you to help them to keep the Patnai tradition alive. So how does this kind of collaboration, not only with Maharashtra Small Scale Industry, and also you talk about you being the role model and being collaborated and sharing your ideas, how these collaboration impact yourselves?
Yeah, they are impacted in. I am not saying that in a big way, but there is a big
Okay.
potential we can find in these collaborations, and I think the women came from the red light areas. Now they are making this Paithani sari. Paithani is a traditional
Mhm.
form of Maharashtra saris, and the women there is they can they will get 1800 rupees per month and stay facility and food from Snehalaya. So I think this is a very good opportunity for women, and this type of work women like. If we have asked them to work in the farms, in poly houses, in tree plantation, in nursery, but we really found that women like the work like where there is art involved. So it is like a antidepressant for them, because there are a lot of and it keeps them away from the addictions, because the biggest challenge is uh, making them de-addict. Because if we don't de-addict them, the whole money they earn, no, it will go in addictions only. So
Yes.
it's not only a work and skill, but it is a process of de-addiction and bringing them, which is the key of bringing them back to the society, reintegrating them with the society. So it has a big tool. Right now there are say 25 women, so the number is less if you look at the total number in my district only. But I'm telling you that this process is always a very slow process, and we are not looking at the number, but we are looking
Yeah.
at
The
the
change.
role model examples. Because if this say if 10 women change, they can uh, create the inspiration for the 1,000 other women at different places
Yes,
who
sir.
wants to bring the change. A good thing is the women are 100% free from sexually transmitted diseases. The women are no, now there is only 1% HIV prevalence is there. So I think
Mhm.
achieved a lot in their health, economic background, and their addictions. So on these grounds, we have worked a lot.
All right, sir. And you were talking about you're working for also LGBT community. So in
Yeah.
LGBT communities in India have limited rights and they also face so many social difficulties. In this country, the law has directly discriminated against these LGBT communities. But many legal protection have not been provided for which includes anti-discrimination law or same-sex marriage. Even half of the India are objecting for same-sex marriage risk or same-sex relationship, according to the 2019 opinion. And with your support, how these communities are moving forward now, sir?
See, it is very easy to create the equality at law, or it is very easy to bring equality in rules and regulations. But it is very
True.
difficult to bring equality in the minds of the people and in the mind of the society. So the biggest challenge is ultimately all these communities have to stay in the society, and society is very biased about them. And
Yes, sir.
when there is a the social rules are more stringent in India. Like you can see there are honor killing. If the girl and boy is from the different caste and communities, people burn their own sons and daughters, no, kill own sons and daughters. So it happens in
Yes,
India.
sir. It
And
happens.
it is the LGBT community is facing a lot of discrimination. Not the society comes later, but their own families are creating many problems for them and doing a lot of atrocities on them since childhood. So the way is very tough, because it takes say many years to bring the change in our Indian society. Even the
Yes,
smaller
sir.
changes comes very, and the legally we can change, but then problem is there all the time. So I think there we need a big social movement of bringing the change in the attitude of the society, because law is now giving some protection to the LGBT community, but still society is very discriminative
Not
about them.
accepting.
So
Yes, sir.
if no one wants to give them place on rent, if the people of same sex married gets married or staying together, people don't give them the place on rent, or don't give them
Mhm.
jobs, or remove them from the jobs, or socially never invite them for the social functions and gatherings. No, it happens everywhere. So I think we need a big social movement to bring the change in the attitude of the Indian society, and all have together do it, not the Snehalaya or not any particular media or particular section of the society,
A
but it
common
should be a,
awareness should be spread.
yeah. And in the education system, if we inculcate all these equality values from the uh, primary class, no primary level. I think in
Yes.
next 15, 20 years we can see the change as this smaller generation comes younger. No, we can see the change.
All right, sir. And even talking about your service towards COVID-19 situation, actually, a number of surveys clearly show that livelihood have been devastated at unpredicted levels. Food insecurity and economic vulnerability has been increased. And also hunger deaths and suicide because of the economic stress has been reported from the various part of the country. So you said you are having some response toward the COVID-19 situation. Can we know what are those, sir?
We have run a mission Rahat in last 120 days, and initially we were in month of March. We have started distributing foods to the slums, and then to the food kits, hygiene kits to the daily wagers and slum people, and the LGBT and the women in prostitution. So we have done it. Then in next month we have also created some funds for the people who are more suffering, and we've taken the help of organizations like Give India, and generated funds and given 5,000 rupees to 3,000 families, and
Great,
we,
sir.
we
Mm.
we requested them, and the money was given to their account only. So we have requested them to share some amount of the money to the more poor person in the community or your vicinity, and we requested them uh, uh, to spend some money on most of the money on creating some another business or profession which can sustain them for next few months, because we realize that this calamity will not end in 1 month or 2 months. It will take at least 1 year to get our situations normal. And a lot of people have started small businesses, and the big thing is we have shared a lot of ideas how to you can choose a new business, like you can take two irons, and you can take some smaller things which, and you can start a business of dry cleaning, and giving back the clothes to the people by washing them and ironing them, like that smaller things. You can start in 2,000 rupees, in 3,000 rupees, the shop, vegetable shop, or
Mm.
providing food eatables to the families up to the home, then home based care to the patients, like that small skills, small investing things. No, people can survive for this period. So that ideas we have shared a lot. And in a third stay after the third lockdown, no, in
Yes, sir.
after 8th of May, there is a big problem of migrating laborers. So people were
Yeah.
migrating from Pune, Mumbai, Thana, all urban cities in Maharashtra, as well as Goa, North Karnataka, and South Maharashtra, and they all are passing through Ahmednagar. Geographically, Ahmednagar comes in a heart of the Maharashtra, and all the national
Yes.
and state highways are passing through Ahmednagar. So all people were starting walking, people were on bicycles, moving to Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bengal, Rajasthan, Assam, northeast states, and people and they are hopeless. I mean, there is no hope, and there are a lot of challenges. Small children, pregnant women, older people. In one container, you will find, many times we found that there are 140 people, 150 people in one container or one truck. So there is no uh, there is no precaution for protecting from COVID infection, because people have no
Yes,
option.
sir.
And government was saying that there is the food available free of cost. Why? But actually people say that they couldn't got any food. Then the people
Yeah,
were
it's happening,
forced to
sir.
leave the, yeah, so people were forced to leave the places of the rent, and they don't have money to pay the rents. And then in cities, no, pregnant women and the older people, they are not getting good treatments for their diseases, so they were become very helpless. The women don't know where to go for the deliveries, and we saw many pregnant women, just because there is no facility, they are moving towards a small villages from where they originally came, and they don't know what will be the reaction of the villagers when they go back. But they were saying that here in big cities it is not possible to stay. So we have created a mission Rahat phase 3, and we have created a Rahat center on the highways, and we have our all resources, the buses and small vehicles, and we are bringing the walking people, starving people to the Rahat center, giving them food, hygiene kit, and giving them treatment wherever is necessary. And then we are also approaching to the government machinery, coordinating with government machinery, and sending them back by Shramik trains. And Maharashtra State Transport has created a facility to send the people at the border of Maharashtra. So we are also sending the people at the border of Maharashtra by collecting them. Those who are walking, we bring them to our center, and then from our center we are sending them to the Maharashtra borders. Then
That was great, sir.
at the
Actually, migration has been a biggest problem now because
yeah,
people
so
are
it's
not able to sustain with the work they already have. They have to migrate. They have to look for new jobs. So that was so great,
yeah.
sir. So
After end of the Shramik train, at the end of the 31st May was the deadline, and Shramik train stopped moving here and there. And then 6,000 people on street, we have sent them back to their villages by private vehicles, and it was actually a big initiative by a smaller NGO like us. So 6,000 people reached to the destinations in different northern states, and yeah, it was a it was actually a very great experience to us, because we have not observed the partition of India, but we just got the idea at what would have been happened at that time. So that idea we got. Yeah, thank you.
that was great, sir. Sir, actually, my last question is: according to India's National Crime Record Bureau, a crime against a woman is recorded every 3 minutes. Two women are raped by every 60 minutes, and a young woman who's married newly beaten to death or driven to suicide in every 6 hours. So, how should be the structure of education? As he said, this LGBT knowledge should be added in the education. So, what extra education should be added, like what a knowledge about good touch and bad touch, and about sex education?
So I
Because
think sex education is the need of time, because we run an adoption center. We run India's #1 adoption center, and since last 4 years we are #1 in adoptions. So we have given about 1,000 plus boys and girls in adoption to the able families. But more important thing is we have rehabilitated about 700 child mothers and rape victims very successfully, by giving
great, sir.
them some job skills, and if they wish, we also arrange the marriages of them on their wish. But the basic rehabilitation is getting the job skill and jobs. So we have no 12 13 years mothers, child mothers, coming to our center, and we keep them with the order of child welfare committee in the institution, and we execute their delivery with secrecy. So the big challenge is grooming them till they grow young and till their legal process is going on. So I think it is happened mostly because they don't know about the contraceptives. The girls don't know about the, boys also don't know about the laws. If the girl in India, if she becomes pregnant when she is not below 18 years of the age, so the police has to register a crime against someone who is who made this girl pregnant. So many times you will find that maybe sometimes it's by choice, sometimes it's a force, sometimes it's no cheating. So uh, the girls and boys don't know the laws, they don't know the contraceptives, they don't know how to respond to their natural needs. So it's natural. So sex is a biological and natural need of a person,
Yes.
and we cannot say that it's something with the criminal. But they don't know how to respond their needs, and they should also be aware of the laws, regulations, and the consequences are very serious. If a
Yes.
girl is pregnant and if she is in love, there is a big problem. No, there are tribal communities and nomadic tribe communities where the marriage is arranged at a early age, like 12, 13. If the girl is at a puberty, immediately the family arrange the marriage of her now. So all these traditional things have also become criminalized because of this POXO Act. And lot many times, because of the threat of the PCPNDT Act, the doctors are not cooperating for the abortions. Because in India, the abortion before the 20 weeks of the pregnancy is legal, but then after you need a lot of legal processes to do it. And if it's by force, then also girl has to carry the process, and she has to deliver a child even if she don't want it. So the girls and women have lost the right of their own body. So the laws are made for the good purpose, but sometimes they become problem for getting the justice or getting the uh, situations convenient to the women and girls. So it happens many times. So laws are not bad, but sometimes the impacts and the execution is a problematic in India. So what I would like
Okay.
to tell you is from the primary education, we should tell all the things very frankly, freely, and because of this free internet and mobiles and no tabs and everything no changed, and now the girls and boys are becoming mature at the age of 10 only, and we are hiding them every information in a way. We are waiting that they will get young, and by 18, by 20 we can tell them about these things. But I think they are getting young at a very early age now. The 10 is the age where they
Yes, sir.
get all information about sex and physical intercourse and all these things. No, all things are reaching them. So they are getting information anyway. So we should give them the right information to protect themselves, to protect them, to give them good guidance and proper understanding of their own body, mind, physical needs, and how to respond to the biological things. No, so I think it's very need of time. And yeah, it's a changing time, Ajit. So I think
True, sir.
things will change. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Let's hope for the change. So
Yeah.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much. The words were very inspiring. Much sure that I got inspired. Our viewers also get inspired. Thank you for that, sir. And we thank you from the family of Rizkal and wish you a very success in your journey ahead. So, dear viewers, let us give justice for all. Let us be dignity and peace for all. So, let us join our hands together to change the fate of our society. So, let us meet us again very soon with another inspiring voice. Till then, stay safe. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Thanks,
time.
Ajit.
It's an honor.
Reach Skyline. Embrace digital.